What happens when even your last line of defense, your own words, can't save you from what's coming next? Even his explanation fails. Kim Soo-hyun at risk of 4-year sentence. Agency issues crisis alert. A name once untouchable is now hanging by a thread. As legal threats close in and former allies walk away. Is this the downfall of one of Korea's biggest stars, or just the beginning of something far darker? Join Red Carpet Revealed as we uncover the truth behind the headlines, right now. It began with a press release. Short, sharp, and cold as steel. We can no longer represent Mr. Kim Soo-hyun. Effective immediately. All legal protection is withdrawn. The statement came not from a gossip blog, nor a fan forum, but from gold medalist Kim Soo-hyun's own agency. Within minutes, headlines swarmed the internet like bees to a dying flower. But this wasn't a scandal about infidelity or money. This was a legal noose tightening around the neck of one of Korea's most revered actors. Behind the corporate language and sudden withdrawal lay a deeper, darker truth. A grieving family, a desperate letter, a girl who died with poison in her coat pocket, and a man, once the golden child of Hallyu, now accused of something far more sinister than anyone could have predicted. Kim Se-ron died quietly, far from the glitz of red carpets. But her final hours have become the loudest scream in the entertainment world. According to a legal representative for the bereaved family, Se-ron's death was no mere accident nor misfortune. In the lining of her coat pocket, forensic investigators discovered traces of a slow-acting toxin. It was a cocktail designed not to kill instantly, but to torment the body over time, raising an unbearable question: was this suicide? Or something far more calculated? A letter was found, but not addressed to her parents. It was addressed to him. "You promised me I wouldn't have to carry this alone. You promised me you'd protect me." This was no cryptic message. The recipient, as confirmed by legal representatives, was Kim Soo-hyun. The relationship between Kim Soo-hyun and Kim Se-ron, long rumored and often denied, is now being traced back to her middle school years, when she was just 15. According to multiple testimonies collected by the family's legal team, including a former staff member from a drama set in 2015, the two acted like lovers, not co-workers. One relative, Kim Se-hyun, confirmed during a televised interview. They were inseparable, but she was still a child. He wasn't. The most damning accusation, that Kim Soo-hyun had allegedly taken Se-ron to inappropriate venues and pressured her to keep their relationship private. If true, this would constitute a violation of South Korea's strict laws protecting minors. With a maximum sentence of 4 years in prison, the agency's emergency withdrawal of support, then, was not a betrayal, it was an escape. As if from a scene in a psychological thriller, the family's legal team unveiled the existence of a second phone, hidden in Se-ron's personal belongings. The device was locked but recovered posthumously. What they found inside caused the courtroom to freeze. Photos, videos, audio recordings. One in particular stands out, a shaky recording of a dimly lit room. Se-ron's voice whispering into the camera. "He said no one would believe me. That it would destroy both of us. But if you're seeing this, I guess I lost." Authorities have confirmed the video's authenticity, and while the footage has not been made public, its contents were enough to secure a second formal police summons for Kim Soo-hyun. Act 5. The collapse of the golden image. The public is divided. Fans remain loyal, but sponsors are fleeing. All of Kim Soo-hyun's current endorsement deals, including his global ambassador contract with a luxury brand rumored to be worth 10 billion Korean won, have been put on hold. In a last-ditch effort to salvage his image, Soo-hyun issued a written statement. Reading, "I deeply regret that my words have caused pain, but I deny all allegations. I will prove my innocence." The statement backfired. Social media erupted with the phrase, "Even his explanation fails." It became a trending hashtag, a meme, and ultimately, the headline of this story. And then, another shockwave. In a private family court session, it was revealed that Kim Soo-hyun and Kim Se-ron were not distant acquaintances as once believed, but family. Through documents uncovered from an adoption agency, It was revealed that Soo-hyun's biological aunt had legally taken in Se-ron as a ward during a turbulent year in her childhood. In the eyes of the law, this didn't just change the tone of the case, it amplified it. "We're no longer talking about an inappropriate relationship," said lawyer Bug-sok. "We're talking about a betrayal within the family unit. A guardian turned predator. In a worst-case scenario," says legal analyst Han Min-kyu, "we're looking at the possibility of full restitution to the family, punitive damages, and long-term restrictions on his ability to work, if any contractual clauses with sponsors are breached due to this case. They can also sue him for losses. It could be financial ruin." Comparisons with the fall of Soo-hyun and Se-angry. To understand the full scope of what might happen next, legal observers are comparing the current situation with two high-profile precedents. Soo-hyun, 2023, charged with illegal drug use and manipulation of medical prescriptions, lost nearly 90% of his commercial contracts within days of the newsbreaking. Faced damage claims from 10 companies, with losses estimated at over 12 billion won. Though his sentence was suspended, his assets were frozen during investigation due to risk of financial disappearance. Se-angry, 2021, convicted on charges related to prostitution mediation, gambling, and embezzlement, received a sentence of 1 year and 6 months. Was ordered to pay compensation to former business partners. Military discharge revoked and faced a lifetime stain on his public image. Major holdings in entertainment businesses were seized or liquidated. These cases set a precedent. Jail time is just the beginning. Reputational destruction, financial devastation, and social exile are part of the price. The numbers behind the collapse. According to insiders, Kim Soo-hyun currently owns a luxury villa in Gangnam valued at approximately 8 billion Korean won. Investment portfolios tied to production companies worth an estimated 5 billion Korean won. Brand endorsement contracts, including Japan and China, totaling over 10 billion Korean won. A private real estate asset recently purchased for family members in Jeju Island. If civil claims proceed, all of the above may be subject to court-ordered liquidation. This would be used to pay compensation to the Kim Se-ron family, including mental anguish, post-mortem expenses, and potentially punitive damages for misconduct during her minor years. The agency's fighting to distance themselves. Since the agency gold medalist issued its emergency termination statement, at least 4 brands have publicly cut ties with Kim Soo-hyun, including a major beauty line in Taiwan and a global fashion label. Insiders reveal that at least 2 lawsuits from brand partners are already being prepared, on the basis that the scandal violates clauses of morality and reputation in their contracts. Each contract can include damages ranging from hundreds of millions to over 1 billion won per breach, says contract attorney Yoon Hae-young. Multiply that across his entire portfolio, and it's catastrophic. What happens if he's convicted? Under South Korean law, sexual misconduct involving minors can carry a prison sentence between 3 to 7 years. Depending on severity and evidence. If coercion, abuse of authority, or emotional manipulation is proven, sentence enhancements can be applied. Civil cases can run parallel, allowing for additional court-ordered compensation, which could extend long after any jail term ends. Additionally, according to Bug-sok, if evidence shows abuse of power, manipulation of public image, and the active concealment of criminal activity, the prosecution may argue for maximum penalty. The public reaction and global fallout. Korean netizens have already begun dissecting the case through the lens of past scandals, calling for a consistent and unrelenting legal approach. International media have picked up the story, particularly in Japan and China, where Kim Soo-hyun holds a massive fanbase. According to sources, Japanese stations are reviewing whether to cancel rebroadcasts of his past dramas. And a Chinese mobile game has already removed his character skin.